Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. This is going to be a group energy healing. I'm going to be healing 120 people in 9 different countries. Oh, and I should give the geeky stats for that. Where the people are, but it's going to be a walkthrough. Oh, good. Thanks for the confirmation. If I could have some other confirmations too, just because I get paranoid about these things. Let me know if you can see and hear me. So this is going to be a healing walkthrough. So as I'm healing the 120 people, I'm talking out loud, saying what I'm doing. So you could listen and heal yourself and do what I'm doing to yourself. This is the second in the set of 2 healings called the twin set. And this is basically the end of year, the final set of the year. So it's the theme is getting closure on 2021 and getting pumped for 2022, which could be a couple things. It could be getting enthusiastic about the coming year, or just getting focused and having a positive sense of your coming year, or getting a forward momentum for the coming year. Because as I discussed 2 days ago in the first healing, this is a very yin time, like nature-wise, earth-wise, for the Northern Hemisphere people, which most of my clients are in the Northern Hemisphere, except for my Australian clients. I love you very much. But for everyone else, other than my Australian clients, this is the most yin time of the Earth. You know, it's not, the Earth is not giving us a lot of yang energy like it does in the middle of summer. So yin is more introspective, more quiet, calm, like subtleties, intuition, like that kind of thing. So enthusiasm might be a stretch for this time of year for people, but you can certainly have positive feelings, but it might be more like serenity or something. I mean, you could have enthusiasm, but your physical body would be influenced by the yin energy from the earth right now, and so you might tend towards more like mellow feelings. So I didn't want to like overpromise. I mean, at one point I said, yeah, enthusiasm for 2022, but then, you know, I was reminded by some of the questions people asked, like, oh yeah, this is the most yin time possible in the entire year. Speaking of which, happy winter solstice. It is December 21st, 2021, which is the winter solstice, which means it's the shortest daylight day of the year. And again, for my Northern Hemisphere clients. And so I'm very much looking forward to getting on the other side of that and having more and more daylight. I get motivated to garden like pretty late in the day, and then I only have like 2 hours left until it's dark. So it would help me with gardening. I use a sunlight lamp. I mention that every now and then. I use a light therapy lamp during like fall, winter, and spring here. Just because I work a lot indoors, and it's good to I don't know, the sunlight lamp, the light therapy lamps, they trick your brain into like feeling like you've been in the sun all day. It's really wild how they work over time. So I recommend those. I just want to mention those. If anyone at all feels a little gloomier in the darker months of the year, I would encourage you to get one of those. You just put it at an angle so it's like shining on the side of your face as you do your work or whatever you're going to do, and it just helps. So it's like a passive wellness kind of thing that you could do. Love those, right? All right, so I'm getting more hellos. I got a hello. I can see and hear you. Hey, Janet, we can see and hear you. Hi from Chicago. Happy winter solstice to you too. Haha, overpromised. That made me laugh. Yeah, I overpromised that you'd be enthusiastic after these two healings. The most yin time of year. Let's go for contentment. or tranquility or serenity. That would be more realistic of a goal. I mean, I feel enthusiasm at this time of year, but it is an extremely, it's not like what you would normally think of as enthusiasm. It's like, it's sort of like, yay. Yay. Alrighty. So the surveys were very helpful as usual. Thank you so much for filling out your surveys. I did not read like the last minute surveys. Sometimes people are generous with their feedback, but a little tardy with it. So, and sometimes I can handle that, and I have all these extra times to catch all the latecomer surveys, but not this time. So I will eventually read your late survey if you did send one, and I appreciate it. But as far as planning this healing, I read the ones through like last night, Monday evening. So because of that, I was watching what people needed. You know, the people that filled out the surveys, those are the people that I reflect upon most, because then I have what their conscious experience is too, so I get the full picture, like what I see clairvoyantly, but also what they're saying. So it's nice. So anyway, filaments, chakra filaments. We're definitely going to do some chakra filament work today, because I saw that's what people needed. Filaments are good cords, you know, connections that you have between your physical body major chakras and your astral body major chakras. So like between your astral 7th chakra and your physical body 7th chakra, so in the top of your physical head and your astral body head, there is a 7th chakra filament, I call it, but it's a cord, but it's a good thing. Sometimes cords, people think of cords as bad because they think of cords from other people, but this internal cord, I call it a filament, just to be clear. So it's a chakra filament, and so we're gonna just unblock those and heal them so they can expand more, so you can have better flow. So a lot of times when you're trying to make a big energy shift and clear a lot of energy, it's easier for your spirit to do it than your physical body to do it sometimes, and your spirit kind of has to nudge your physical body along with some extra energy flow, so that your physical body can clear the baggage as well. And so the chakra filaments, if they're nice and wide and flowing, then your spirit can send extra energy to the body major chakras to get that, you know, smooth shift to occur with the physical body. So that's why we're gonna do it. One note about what we did 2 days ago. You know, I mean, I don't mean it like an ego way, like I'm so amazing. 2 days ago, that healing, I liked the assortment of techniques on that one. You know, as like a user later. It had was a nice variety pack. But what I specifically wanted to mention right now was something we did, like the second to last thing we did in that healing 2 days ago, unblock spiritual path, because we unblocked your path ahead of you, but we also got rid of stuff that you were dragging forward on your path. I called it like skanky junk or skanky burdens or something. Just heavy, weird, creepy junk you're bringing with you. I said it was accidentally, but it's more subconsciously. It's not an accident that you're bringing it with you. Usually you just kind of stuck in some way, guilt or being oppressed or whatever. But it's really good to like check and imagine that part of you that's moving on your spiritual path, trying to move forward, and imagine all that you're dragging with you and just keep melting it. I noticed a bunch of people needed us to do that again in today's healing. it sort of jumped out at me. Some people that just had so much that, you know, like an impressive amount of junk they were carrying behind them. So that is going to be good to do again. It's not like it didn't work the first time. It's just like, wow, there's so much more to do. so we'll definitely do that again today. Gbcv Meridian work. I do want to do that today as well. Those are major traditional Chinese medicine meridians that everyone has in their physical body. And the CV meridian goes up the midline of the front, and the GV meridian goes up the midline of the back and hooks around the head and ends in the roof of the mouth. And when they work well, you just feel great. So that's a good reason to heal them, right? But then also, if they have significant damage, you tend to get some really unpleasant symptoms like headaches from GV meridian damage, or your throat can hurt from CV meridian damage. And I noticed in somebody's survey, they were talking about how they're, I think they filled out the survey for their wife who got the healing, and their wife had neck pain in the center of the throat, but it wasn't like a sore throat. It just felt like it hurt right there. And that's just a clear sign of CV damage. There's like a big hole ripped in there. So I was thinking about doing that anyway, so that helped inspire me to do it today. So we will do CV and GV meridian repair and unblocking. I had said, I try to do what I say I'm going to do in a healing, but it's sort of a spontaneous thing too, so that doesn't always work out. But I had said we were going to do fourth chakra work, because fourth chakra is for motivation, enthusiasm, contentment, gratitude, like positive feelings. And we did a lot of chakra work and chakra unblocking to all the major chakras. So we didn't really do just fourth chakra for anything. I mean, we did indirectly, because we unblocked everything that was in the way of you having a positive outlook for the next year and manifesting positive change for the following year. So that included fourth chakra stuff, but it wasn't like highlighting the fourth chakra and only doing it. And so I think since it's so much related to having positive feelings and positive outlook, I think we should probably play with it more overtly this time. Fourth chakra, fourth layer. So we'll see what we end up doing with it today, but it's likely that we'll be a little more overt about that this time. Okay, what else did I want to say? Yeah, I think that's it for what I want to say now. I noticed one person that the back of their aura was a little bit too compressed, who filled out the survey. I mean, that's not what they said, but I was looking at their energy, and the back of their aura was too compressed, so we'll probably do something with that. It's very common for people to have the back of their aura too compressed. The back of your aura should be as wide and flowing as the front of your aura. That's sort of like the literal aspect of being centered, you know, is that you have a lot of your energy behind you and as well as in front of you. You're not just like forward focused, because if most of your energy is in front, I mean, the back of your chakras, they need to be able to release well. And if your back of your aura is too compressed, they can't release well. And then everything's harder. So we don't want that. So anyway, yeah, so we'll do something with expanding the back of the aura, because why not? All right, cool. So, let's see. I'm looking at some comments. Hi, Janet, just tuning in. We got cute little emojis. Someone says, I never watched this channel, but I have pain in the throat and neck. Maybe your angels made you watch. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it can be also throat chakra damage, but not in your case. I think it is just CV meridian damage, like that person that I'm healing. Oh, speaking of which, geeky stats, I did not say those 2 days ago, and I like saying those. So of the 120 people that I'm healing in this set of healings, these people are in 9 different countries, including 9 kids, ages 1 through 16. How adorable is that? And the 120 people, 96 of them are in the US, so a little bit heavy on the US side this time. 8 are in Qatar, 5 are in the UK, 4 are in Canada, 2 are in South Korea, 2 are in the United Arab Emirates, 1 each in Australia, Spain, and Germany. So hi to everybody that I'm healing, that I'm about to be healing, and hi to everybody else that is just watching to heal themselves, but they didn't happen to purchase the healing 2 months ago when it was on sale. That's fine. You're welcome as well. And this is, I just want to announce in a moment, just take a moment. It is the last group healing of the year of 2021. And I will do a separate Q&A at some point, a separate Q&A live stream at some point before the end of the year on some random day that I feel like doing it. And I'll give a day's notice. I'll email my news email list that, you know, whenever I decide it's going to be, I'll email a day's notice and let people know on that email list. So if you don't get my news emails but you want them, just email me and introduce yourself. Be nice and friendly. And it's weird that I have to say that, but every once in a while that does not come naturally for people. But I'm happy to add you to my news email list if you want to get those. Janet at janetwrightreadings.com. And I'll also do like a bulletin, a YouTube bulletin, but I don't know who sees those, so. Okay. And the entire schedule for 2022 group healings is on my website, Janet at janetwrightreadings.com. I mean, janetwrightreadings.com is my website. Just like the YouTube channel. All right, so finally now I will be quiet for 2 minutes as I finish prep and telepathically, non-verbally say hi to the participants. Make sure everybody's paying attention on a spirit level so they can make the most of the healing. And then the rest of it will be the healing walkthrough. And of course we'll do basics like grounding, unblocking, or repair, but then we'll move on to the other stuff I was talking about, like Gbcv Meridian repair, etc. And as I said before, this getting closure on something and looking forward to what's ahead, and you being right in the moment right now, so not getting too stuck in the past or the future. It is a healing that you could do whenever. You don't have to only do it at the end of 2021. So it's relevant any day of any year, really. You could do this kind of work. Okay. So thanks for your patience. 2 minutes of quiet. Okay, thank you so much for waiting. So as you heal yourself, you can make a copy of what you're healing out in front of you. You do not need to see energy yet to be able to do that. You make it with your thought or your intention. So you make a copy of yourself out in front of you and you're healing it with gold light that comes from your hands. Comes from an energy center in the palm of your hand as well as fingertip chakras, one in each fingertip. With your intention, you set these energy centers to a metallic gold color, similar to gold glitter, in case you need a visual example. But just set those energy centers to that color, and then as they naturally spin, they would be generating gold light. And you can unblock them a little with some gold soap, maybe. Clean off your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras. And I'll do that a little bit for the people I'm healing. Help you to unblock your finger energy channels and your fingertip chakras and your hand chakras in the palm of your hand. All right, and so just comb through your aura, both your regular auras, astral body and physical body aura, which when you're fully present, they're in the same place. So it just looks like one bubble. And let's work on grounding first. So I'm taking notes because later there will be a detailed healing summary in the comment section within a day that will even have timestamp links so you could go to a specific part of the video later. Later when I make them. But anyway, so grounding is your connection to the core of the earth. So go ahead, recreate that right now, red or orange or yellow. Make it very wide as your whole aura. So as wide as like the heel of the palm of your hand if you stretch out your arms. And make it wide all the way down to the core of the earth, as well as wide in front of you, wide to your sides, wide behind you, wide all the way down to the core of the earth. And then make a little copy of it out in front of you and comb downward. If you don't know which color to choose, red or orange or yellow, you could quickly cycle through each color, see which one flows better for you right now. Grounding can get blocked, so go ahead and unblock it by imagining the energy blocks in your grounding and melting those energy blocks with the gold light from your hands. So it just takes a little patience. And again, if you can't see energy, you can still do it. Do it with your intention, with your thought. Just, you know, imagine a big pile of energy blocks that maybe looks like black rocks or hard books. And just let the gold light melt them away. And make sure your grounding is very wide, especially in the back, and flowing everywhere. And this could be weird to have flowing grounding, especially for people around the holiday season. I mean, I don't celebrate these holidays, but, you know, like Christmas or, you know, Hanukkah or any sort of religious holiday at all. But it is the holiday season, you know, like culturally, because everyone has something they're celebrating usually, except people like me, which is fine. I don't want to celebrate anything. But anyway, people usually get so ungrounded and frenetic and external right now, even though the earth is making your body want to do the opposite and be very internal and gentle and calm and quiet. Yeah, everyone usually does the opposite, and so obviously they get very ungrounded. So this could be pretty weird for you to be super well grounded at this time of year. We're good, of course, but I just want to validate that, like how unique that could be for you personally. Not to mention unique compared to those that live like in a 20-mile radius of you. That could be very unique as well. But even just in your own personal history for this time of year, it could be pretty unique for you to be this well grounded. So just kind of go with that. It's a good thing. It'll help you release old baggage. The thing about when you're releasing it, you don't really feel the old baggage. It's when it like log jams up and traffic jams up, then you feel your baggage. But if it's releasing, you like barely feel it. Like the most subtle levels, you could sense it, but it feels good to let go of things and fully release them. One person on their survey, they wrote that, you know, they felt depressed and lonely, and then they like apologized for saying that they felt that way. Which, you know, please don't feel like you have to be happy on a survey. The point of a post-healing survey is that you tell me how you really feel. It's not like you're not trying to cheer me up in your survey. You're trying to hopefully just be honest, you know, just be straightforward about it. How do you feel? And, but I think what this person was getting at, or what, I don't know that she realized at the time, but she had all this obligation to be cheerful and uplift everyone around her. And she even said something like, I need to put my happy face on. And I mean, there may be some context in your life where you do have to, but at least right now, you know, as you're healing yourself, don't put your happy face on, you know, like don't put a face on. Just try to really, because as you're working your grounding, you get to release all the junk that you don't want to feel anymore, that you kind of do feel. You see? So this is really a time not to just paste some fake, you know, sensation on yourself. Just sense, what do you need to get rid of? Maybe you have some frustrations from this past year. Maybe you have some feelings of sadness from this past year or from whatever, and you just need to let it go. You know, different people are going through grief. Someone is very ill or someone passed away that they care about. So grief is a perfect example of, it only sucks when it's clogged. Grief, when you're actually releasing it, you barely feel it. Grief, when it's clogged up, it's like mind-blowingly painful. So we don't want that, right? Go ahead and release it, and then you only feel like the most subtle little bit of it. And you know, you're still honoring your loved ones and all that. They don't need you to suffer, you know. So just go ahead, release, just wash it out. It's kind of like you're giving yourself a, you know, like a human car wash experience, you know. Just wash it all out. Don't, this is not the paste on the happy face moment. This is, be real with yourself and wash it out. Wash it all the way down your grounding. Make sure it's not getting snagged on the halfway down. Just, you know, imagine any rocks, any blocks in the way, and just melt those so that it can all go all the way down to the core of the earth and really get dissolved there and cleaned up and go back to, you know, if some of it's your energy, you get it back cleaned up. Some of it's from somebody else, they get it back cleaned up. So it's time to do your energy laundry. So just release everything. Sometimes, you know, you might be so caught up in faking how you feel that you can't acknowledge what's going on, and therefore you can't release it, so you can't get better. And we don't want that, right? We want to get better. So just let it go. You know, maybe you feel burdened, maybe you feel tired, maybe you feel whatever. Just wash it out. It's okay. There's no rule that you have to be cheerful every moment of your life or you're a failure. That's not written anywhere. If it is, it shouldn't be. It's not true. So just release. Feel however you need to feel, and let go of any heaviness, let go of anything that's not you. Grief tends to be a lot of energy blocks in several places, because, you know, it's just a natural reaction to, you know, someone you love transitioning into a different state of being. But just to remind everybody, it may not feel that way at the moment, but your loved one still exists, and you can continue your friendship with them. It just takes time for you to clear enough grief so that you can sense their love and compassion and how it's still there, and that your friendship with them is still there, and kind of just transition into little fun games where you're talking to them, you know, as you cook, or you go on a walk and invite that loved one, that heaven friend, to come with you, or, you know, whatever. Like, you find little ways to continue the friendship. But the first step is to clear enough of the grief. So just let that heaviness just wash all the way down to the core of the earth. And grief, just like sadness, just like anger, just like anything else, when you really, really feel it in an intense way, that's because your grounding is blocked and it's not actually releasing. You're just marinating in it, right? So we want to keep it releasing. That way you're getting healthier and stronger, and it's actually releasing, and you don't feel bad. So it's a win-win-win. All right, so that was kind of like grounding, unblocking, but then like a whole washing out your aura and your chakras and everything. So it was sort of like a big letting go festival, let's say. Grounding and letting go festival. All right, so good job. All right. Oh, indie grounding. Also very helpful. Indie grounding is where you check the outer surface of your grounding as it goes all the way down to the core of the earth, and you melt away any branch off parts between your grounding and somebody else's grounding, because that messes up your grounding and their grounding, because then your stuff gets clogged in their stuff, and their stuff gets clogged in your stuff. So it defeats the purpose of grounding. So just gold fire, gold water, somehow just melt away all those connections that may be there on the way down with your grounding. And you can just say to the people that are trying to connect, maybe they're confused about how grounding works, just remind them, hey, your grounding will work a lot better if you don't connect to me. You can have a better day, I'll have a better day. Go have a good day, go check your own grounding. Go ask your angels for help with grounding. All right, so that was indie grounding, like independent grounding. All right, so now we will do aura repair. I'm going to do it in a more advanced way. But if you are a newbie healing yourself right now, I will suggest that you only heal your 2 regular auras for starters, because that's enough to get those nice and repaired. That's a good thing to focus on for starters if you're a newbie. What I'm going to do is, and other people who are maybe more regular with either getting these healings or you know, a little more experience, you can do for yourself what I'm doing, which is I'll heal the 2 auras, the 2 regular auras, and all 15 auras all at the same time. Just because I think people's auras are in pretty good shape because they got repair 2 days ago. And so why not? So you can just imagine all 17 of your auras in one place. And I know that's wild if you've never entertained that concept, that you actually have more than just one aura. But you do. You have your physical body aura, you have your astral body aura, and then you have these extra auras, 15 of them, called Wei Qi auras, W-E-I space, and then however you spell Qi, which I spell it C-H-I. They Americanized. Wei Qi auras. Wei Qi is a traditional Chinese medicine concept in general, that it's your strong boundaries energy. The fact that that comes from 15 auras that you have as a spirit, that's something the angels showed me. So anyway, so imagine your 17 auras and just go ahead and comb through them. As much gold light as you want. And we're going to be repairing them and unblocking them and getting rid of hard objects in them. So to repair them, let's use composite copy technique, where you imagine one rip that represents all the rips that you want to repair right now. So in this case, if you're a newbie, just do a composite copy, you know, imagine one rip that looks like a valley, and it represents all the rips in your two regular auras, like astral body aura and physical body aura. And if you're feeling more advanced, you get these healings regularly, you figure your aura's in pretty good shape today, you can go ahead and make a composite copy for all the rips that are good to repair right now in all 17 of your auras. Okay, and so just wash out that rip. It looks like a big valley. Wash out the rip with gold light so it can start to clean out and then grow back. And we can use sticky gold wax. I mean, if you're advanced, you'll see it grow back, and so you won't maybe have to use sticky gold wax to clean it out. But if you're not advanced, you can't see it grow back, so you're not sure when it's grown back fully. Clean it out. Put sticky gold wax in there that's going to stick to all the junk. And so it's just gold light that hardens and sticks to what's not you. And then you take out all the junk that's not you in a big chunk with the wax and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, sticky gold wax in your composite copy rip to get rid of all the junk and take it out all at once. Angels, here you go. And now you can finish your repair. And this is just the rips that are healthy and gentle to repair right now. So there could be some of the Wei Qi aura rips that it's just a bit much to get them all right now. So your intention was just whatever rips are healthy and gentle to repair right now. And you just use so much gold light. You just kind of relax, and then the rips grow back and heal. And then just make a big lump of all the aura scarring that you have in any of your auras. So scarring is like a bumpy hardness at the edge that's left over from when it was ripped before. And the scarring makes the aura weaker. You want instead like a flowy, bouncy strength at the edge of your auras. So just lump together any aura scarring in any of your auras and go ahead and melt that scarring with gold light. And then aura bruising, you would only have in the two regular auras because those have 7 layers. And so if you get like someone throws energy at you but it doesn't rip, it can kind of there can be like a stress impact where it just blackens like a couple layers, parts of a couple layers. So let's just do for your 2 regular auras, lots of gold light throughout those 7 layers so that we're melting away any aura bruising. And for advanced people, that their aura doesn't rip very often anymore because, you know, they strengthen their Wei Qi auras, they strengthen their regular auras. Aura bruising is something that you could check for regularly because you're not getting the rips, so you're more likely to get the bruising. And you can just intuitively check, do I have aura bruising, and just go layer by layer and just kind of sense. All right. And then we can do sticky gold wax for, let me fix the camera, sorry about that. The focus keeps getting wacky. There we go. Sticky gold wax for your everything, for all your 17 auras. Newbies can do this part too. Just imagine all 17 of your auras, the 15 extra ones and the 2 regular ones, and just do sticky gold wax that sticks to anything that's not you, especially like hard objects can be thrown at you and they can get stuck in either the edge of your aura or they can go pretty deep in, for example, causing CV damage, causing your throat to hurt. You can get a blast of energy to break your, you know, cause damage, but also you could have hard little spear things stuck there too. So anyway, sticky gold wax can stick to all the hard energy objects that you have anywhere. So just get that all through your everything, around the outer surface of your 17 auras, but also inside everywhere, and especially around your Gb and Cv meridians and your chakras and all the layers of your auras and your 15 extra auras too, just lots of gold wax. And then in your regular groundings, lots of sticky gold wax. So the wax is going to stick to whatever you can release right now. And so you're going to just move the wax and the junk to the side and give it to your angels. Oh, I'm going to fix my camera again. One of these days I'll get a camera that can handle me moving my hands. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, I might have to give up on good focus. Sorry, people. There, finally. That's so hard. All right. So yeah. So move the wax and the junk to the side and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay, one more time. Wax everything. Sticky gold wax, and move the wax and the junk to the side. Angels, here you go. And one more time. Sticky gold wax for everything. And move the wax and the junk to the side. Angels, here you go. And just do a little extra repair, especially around that outer surface of all the 17 auras. And around your Gb and Cv meridians. And your body, your chakras, all your aura layers, all the 15 auras. Just lots of gold light everywhere. So, okay, so now you have an energy seal around as many of your auras as possible. So that's kind of like a bouncy cohesion. So that's adds to the strength of your auras. So that was aura repair plus melting aura bruising, melting aura scarring, sticky gold wax to get rid of hard objects, and a little extra repair at the end to get an energy seal. All right, and we pretty much did it for all 17 auras at once, unless you're a newbie, in which case you just did it for the 2 regular auras. Like super newbie, like you've never done it before, then yeah, just do the 2 regular auras. But once you've done it like once or twice, then you could add the other auras as well. Okay. So I did talk about Gb and Cv meridians. I mean, of course, in the intro, and then a little bit as we were just doing the auras. But let's explicitly do Gb and Cv meridians. So they both start in the crotch, but the Gv meridian stands for governing vessel meridian, and that goes up the midline of the back and hooks around the head and ends in the roof of the mouth, right in the front there. And the Cv meridian stands for conception vessel meridian, and that starts in the crotch and goes up the midline of the front all the way and ends in the tip of the tongue. So they're super easy because it's a straight upward flow, and it's just that the Gv one hooks around the head kind of like a candy cane, and the Cv one just goes straight up and it's shorter. So you got the straight up shorter one and then the straight up hook around one, right? And so let's unblock and repair both of them. First, I guess, repair. So you just imagine them like red tubes, and you want them to have like nice, healthy river, a red river of your life force flowing upward through them. And so they could be blocked at the bottom also. Energy flows into them from other meridians that are inside of you and then goes into them. So you don't have to worry about that, but just you can imagine that base point at the bottom of each of these meridians. Like it's officially called in Chinese medicine GV1 and CV1 is that point right at the bottom. But essentially you can imagine them like, you know, openings of a tube, and you want the tube to be nice and unblocked so a lot of your life force flows into the meridian. And then just, you know, gold light all around, lots of it, because when you have damage, it's like the tube is like has holes in it. It shouldn't have. It shouldn't have any holes. The energy should just go up without leaking out of these tubes. But if you have damage, like, you know, in front of your throat, when people have throat pain, a lot of times that's from CV meridian damage. So just I mean, you can also, your CV meridian and your throat chakra can also be very affected by food that you eat. So if you're eating food that's too warming, or you know, different things like that. So it's not just energy healing, you know, to be mindful of if you want. You can also think of, gee, am I eating food that maybe is not right for me at this time of year, or whatever. Like a good example, my husband, he likes this chai tea that we have, that is, you know, he feels like it's really tasty, but if he has a sore throat, then he needs to cut out, like stop having his chai tea until his throat's better, because the sore throat means you have a buildup of too much heat. This is traditional Chinese medicine information, but anyway, so then he has to stop having his chai tea and kind of behave until his, you know, the throat gets better. And we have some herbs, some Chinese herbs to like clear the heat faster, but he also has to stop having the chai tea because that gives the heat. So, I mean, if he also did meridian healing, that would be good too. But if he kept having the chai tea, even if he was healing his meridians, that wouldn't be enough. So just so you know, like there is a food component to all this stuff. Especially all the body stuff, Gbcv, that kind of thing. Throat chakra, there's, you know, so try not to be like completely oblivious to what you're eating, basically. Food plays a part in it. So CV meridian specifically around the throat, let's just focus on that a little. The front one, you know, as it goes in front up there. We can do sticky gold wax in case, you know, there are hard energy objects stuck in there. And just move the wax and the junk to the side. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, the whole CV meridian, the one in front. Have the wax stick to the hard objects and whatever's not you, that's good to get rid of right now, and move that all to the side. Angels, here you go. And with body stuff in particular, also with Wei Qi aura stuff, there's like that healthy and gentle. I mean, you can just always have your intention be, okay, I'm only doing what's healthy and gentle to do right now. But with body work, like on any of these meridians, that's especially relevant to do only what's healthy and gentle to do right now. I like to just only see what's healthy and gentle to clear and heal right now. That way I'm not tempted to do more than it is healthy. And you can unblock the inside of that CV meridian around the throat again. Just lots of gold light. You can get kind of like a form of scarring on the meridian itself. When it's fully healed, it'll be red, but kind of like ripply, you know, like red, like if you were to touch Jello and how it kind of wiggles. It's like that. It would be red and flowy. So you can have some parts that are, technically they're not leaking anymore, but they're sort of blackened and they look like burnt a little and they're hard and crusty. That's not good. So then you just do more gold light until that washes off and heals. And so then it's like red and bouncy and flowy. Okay, so that was CV meridian. Conception vessel meridian goes up the front, and that one helps to manage your yin meridians of your body. So that's good. So let's do your GV meridian repair and unblocking. So again, that's the one that goes up, starts in the crotch, goes up the midline of the back, and ends in the roof of the mouth. And if you have damage around the hook around part, that's how you get. That's one reason why you could get headaches, but also food plays a part in that. Western medicine just kind of tends to ignore the fact that food is, like, all food has medicinal value one way or another. And so anyway, you know, it's a big subject, but just want to mention that food plays a part in this stuff too, not just energy healing. So go ahead. Again, it looks kind of like a candy cane or something, but just red, hopefully, flowing upward, and then it hooks around. So just think, are there any leaks? Is there any holes that shouldn't be there? Any places kind of flattened? And just use lots of gold light and help that to get more red and flowy and expanded. This GV meridian helps to manage your yang meridians. And so, like, your sense of, you know, self-assertiveness, taking care of yourself, sort of being like your own big sister or your own big brother. Kind of. I'm not an expert in Chinese medicine, though, of course, so some of my explanations are, I'm sure it could be better. But just again, repair the damage to your GV meridian. And again, you don't want any like hard, crusty parts. It should be red and flowy and kind of bouncy. So just extra heal if you feel any part of it is rigid. And definitely if you feel any part is leaking, you got to heal more there. And then we can do sticky gold wax too, because if you have hard little spear things stuck in there, that's gonna, of course, limit how much you can repair. So a sticky gold wax for your GV meridian, all around it, in it, and gonna get rid of any energy blocks that are good to get rid of right now, but also the hard energy objects, especially in your GV meridian, and just move the wax and the junk to the side. Angels, here you go. Okay, so GV meridian, again, sticky gold wax, the whole thing. So any blocks, hard energy objects, other people's energy, invasive spirits, whatever, just stick to the sticky gold wax. And to the extent it's healthy and gentle to clear right now, get rid of all of it with the wax. Joe, move it to the side, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So now you can finish the repair now that you have all that stuff out of the way. If you feel like there's a part where the flow is limited because you want it to be a big red flowing river, these two meridians, they manage the other meridians, so they help to like kind of do damage control for the other meridians. So it's nice if they have a very strong flow, then they can do their job better. So you don't want any part that feels like it's really tight. If you have that, just use extra gold light there and melt away that blocked energy that's compressing it. And again, at the very base of it, GV1, that first acupuncture point at the very bottom, just make sure that's unblocked enough so you get lots of energy flowing up it. All right, and now just do GV and CV at the same time. The straight up hook one, and then the shorter straight up one. Just kind of balance them with each other. All right, so that was Gbcv repair and unblocking. And that took about 12 minutes. So I'll kind of get into that. Right. Let's do chakra filaments. Yeah. We did chakra repair in the healing 2 days ago. So if you need that, you could look at that old video. But there is a nice little standalone video for chakra repair that's 11 minutes long that I like. If you search Janet Wright chakra repair major minor, you'll find that one. It's more in depth and it's for all the major and minor chakras. It repairs them and unblocks them. So Janet Wright chakra repair major minor. It's 11 minutes. So we won't do that now. We will assume that your chakras are not shattered to bits and maybe they're just a little blocked. Okay, so just imagine your 7 physical body chakras and your 7 astral body chakras. Those major chakras, they're along the spine. So 7 physical body chakras are along the physical spine, 7 astral body chakras are along the astral body spine. The orientation of them, they're open cylinders. So the 7th chakra is kind of like this cup a little bit, like open cylinder, round opening. So it's in your head, in the top of your head, right under my finger, right there, in the top of your head. But the other ones are like this: 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So round opening in the front and then in the back. So the energy flows in the front and out the back, and then wraps around and flows in again in the front and out the back. So I have a 3-video set that explains all that much better than I just did. Called 7 Chakras Aura Layers Flow. I will link that below later within a day. In case you need it. But that's a nice overview of everything and the flow and how it all works. But anyway, just if you can't see and that was just too complicated, all that I said, just with your intention, just create copies out in front of you of your 7 astral body chakras, your 7 physical body chakras, doesn't matter which side each one is on, but just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, basically. And just use gold light, gold fire, gold water, gold soap, whatever you like, and just heal your chakras and just unblock them, let the gold light melt away. Blocks, you can get blocks around the round openings, you can get blocks inside the chakra, you can get blocks around the cylinder part, sort of wrapped around. And working the chakra filaments also helps to unblock your chakras, because then usually it's your astral body chakras that send extra energy to your physical body chakras, helping to unblock them. So anyway, the filaments, chakra filaments, are good cords that you have in between your astral body chakra and the physical body chakra. So they're like, you can, if your chakras are laid out like this, then they'd be like little horizontal lines or rivers flowing. And each line ideally would be the color of the chakra. So unless it has a lot of junk in it. So your 7th chakra in the top of your head, an ideal color for those are purple. So you could set your 7th chakras, your astral and your physical body 7th chakras, to be your favorite shade of purple. And that, unless your 7th chakra filament is really messed up, then it would just set itself to that color purple. And you can just wash out any blockages in that filament and any junk wrapped around it, compressing it, just melt that away so that it's a nice flowing purple river that is unrestricted. Seventh chakra, since we're working it, I may as well say, I do have a chakra handout, a 2-page chakra handout that if you'd like seeing things written, I can email it to you for free. I call it the free 2-page chakra handout. So you could ask me for that if you haven't gotten it yet and you want it. By email, just email me and say, can you send me the free 2-page chakra handout? But anyway, so your 7th chakra helps with confidence, goals, creative inspiration, intuition, empowerment, identity. And of course, melt away any cords going into this filament from other people, if you have any. That would be very invasive, but it's possible that other people have done that, have corded this filament. So just melt those connections away with gold light. All right, 6th chakra filament. I'm gonna try to do these faster. I do have one where I must have spent like 45 minutes at least doing each filament one by one. I think it was like clear your dad out of your space as the theme of the healing. If you search, there's Janet Wright, Chakra Filaments, dad, I think you'll get it. And I timestamp each chakra filament, and we spent a lot of time in each one. But I think at this point we'll just do them all, and then we'll maybe do extra time with the 4th one, because we did extra time just now with the 7th one. So just imagine all your filaments at once, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just lots of gold light, gold fire, gold water. Just keep breathing, relax, think about it's okay to let go. And especially, especially the 4th chakra filament, just because 4th chakra helps you to feel good, feel positive, gratitude, motivation, enthusiasm, all sorts of nice things. Feeling like you're worthy of love. It helps you take good care of yourself. So 4th chakra filament, just a little bit extra there. Like you can just imagine the blocks in your 4th chakra filament, and just focus the gold light on those energy blocks inside the filament. Which could look like mud or rocks blocking up the flow of the river or limiting the flow of the river, and you just focus the gold light on that and let them melt. And of course, if you have any leaks in your filament, you don't want that. Just let that get repaired with the gold light. Melt away cords from other people going into this filament. And again, do all the filaments, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and then the chakras themselves. So chakras, they work together. They kind of influence each other. So you could kind of play with that and like heal your 7th chakras a little extra. And then notice how that affects all the chakras. And if you're a beginner, you might think, oh, gosh, I have no idea what I'm doing. What are you talking about? You know, but just kind of wing it. Like your first chakras, the base of the spine, courage, safety, abundance. So the better flow you have here in your first chakra, in your first chakra filament, then you'll have more courage and less fear, less anxiety, less worry. So you can just keep healing and unblocking that first chakras and first chakra filament, and just then you can kind of notice how that affected all the chakras. And heart chakra, enthusiasm, motivation, self-love, all that good stuff. So you can heal that a little extra with the 4th chakra filament. And then just notice what that does to all the chakras. All right, good job. Give yourself a pat on the back. That was great. So we were playing around with filaments, chakra filaments, and also chakra unblocking of the major chakras. We did all of them together, but we did a little bit extra on 7, 4, and 1. And that was 12 minutes long. Oh, right. Manifestation wings, those are super fun. They are located in the back of your astral body. So your astral body is you. It's the part of you that can be present in your physical body when you're awake, and then that part of you goes to the astral when you're asleep, and then when you wake up again, you come back. So that's your astral body. And in the back of your astral body, if you've never healed them before or repaired them, they might be really very compressed and not very noticeable. Kind of look like smushed up muddy bird wings or something. But if you heal them and expand them and repair them, then they expand and turn gold, and they generate a lot of gold light, potentially all the time, which is really nice and helpful and strengthening. So I call those the manifestation wings. That's what the angels wanted me to call them. So anyway, so they kind of branch out from around here in your astral body. They get what I call starter energy from your this energy flow inside down your neck and your shoulders. You get some starter energy that flows into the manifestation wings just to kind of get them going, and then they generate their own gold light. So there's a nice, I think it's like a 47-minute video all on manifestation wings that does more and more and more and more healing on them. If you search Janet Wright manifestation wings, that one has like a big, is an image of gold wings as the thumbnail image. There's also like a little sort of taster version of working your manifestation wings along with a few other things. And that video, if you search Janet Wright, generate more energy for your day, you'll find that. But anyway, so let's do manifestation wings. So that was just a little bit of explaining manifestation wings. So now let's do them. They help you manifest, hence the name. But they just help in so many ways. So just imagine them, a copy of them out in front of you, and just let, like that part where they get the starter energy, unblock that more. The part where they connect to the astral body in the upper back, like right about here. Just unblock that more so they get as much starter energy as they need. And just wash them out with gold light, surround them in lots and lots and lots of gold light. It's possible if you have someone who's very sort of domineering in your life, or you did at one point, that a lot of their energy just kind of suppressed these wings, but it can melt off with gold light pretty easily, so don't worry. But just use lots of gold light and just melt off anything that's sort of smushing your wings or suppressing them. Gold fire, gold water. Also, it can sort of feel like just like hard stuff that's just like stuck to them. Especially in that center part right there, you can just have hard stuff stuck to the back of them. So just surround the hard stuff. Like imagine it like a bunch of rocks, and just surround it in gold light and just lift it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. You can have some of that hard stuff can also be like spears, you know, sort of creating holes there. So when you remove it, then repair it a little with gold light so it just fills back in. So again, remove hard stuff from the center back of your manifestation wings and just give that to your angels. Angels, here you go. And then just repair there with gold light. And sticky gold wax that area in case you have like spears and stuff stuck there. Sticky gold wax, and lift all that out with the wax. Angels, here you go. Just repair more. Your wings can get so big and they can generate so much energy that you can kind of like direct them in towards yourself, and then it's just like you're just, you know, bathing yourself in all the gold light generated by your wings. So your wings are like out this way, but then you kind of turn them in a little forward and just, you know, kind of saturate yourself with the gold light from your wings. And down the wings, you know, like from the center outward, it's like an energy channel, so you can unblock that. So each wing has sort of like an outward energy channel that goes down the wing. And so just unblock that. All right. You may need to stretch your upper back a little. Or you may want to. If you're a newbie, it's not that that didn't work if you did that for yourself or if I gave you the healing. But when you're less present, like you are when you're a newbie, you don't feel it physically as much when you're doing the work, but it still works, it still helps. And the more you do that, the more present you get, the more likely you are to feel it in the moment as you're giving yourself those healings. I'm going to again do sticky gold wax like right in the back of the wings, like back of neck, back of wings, that area. Lift it all out, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, back of like the base of skull, back of neck, back of wings. Lift all that out. Angels, here you go. A little extra repair. Right. So that was a little bit of manifestation wing fun. So the doing part of that was 7 minutes. The intro of that was 2 minutes. In case you're wondering. Which you probably weren't. You don't have to keep your wings like turned a little forward like that so you're saturating, because if you just relax them, then they're in the back more and they still generate a ton of energy and kind of boost the whole back of your space, which is nice. Speaking of the back of the aura, the manifestation word probably just did expand the back of your aura, but I'll double check and make sure. So I'm going to check to see how expanded the back of your aura is. And so like I said in the intro, it should be as big in the back as it is in the front. All right, so just make a copy out in front of you of your aura and spin it so that it's sort of a profile shot. So the front of your aura is on one side, the back of your aura is on one side. And just check to see if the back of the aura is big enough. I'm unblocking also up top, because that seems to free up enough energy then to expand the back of the aura as well. And then unblock the bottom of the aura and also the back of the aura at once. So the bottom of the aura, meaning beneath the feet, all the layers beneath the feet can get really compressed, which gets in the way of releasing. Because in order to have more energy, you want to make, because your chakras generate energy, also your manifestation wings generate energy, also your creative rings generate energy. But in order for them to do their work optimally and generate as much energy as you need to make their life easier. So your chakras, to make your chakras' life easier, to make it easier for them to do their job, to generate energy, their job is also to circulate energy. And so if you have a lot of compression up here and down beneath your feet, your chakras are like really working hard to try to keep the energy flowing and circulating, so they don't have as much strength to make more energy. So if you unblock, then that makes it easier for your chakras to circulate energy, so they have extra sort of power to make more energy. And then as they make more energy, then you can make sure the back of your aura is is nice and relaxed, and so plenty of it can stay in the back as well. Okay, cool. So that was just a little bit of expanding the back of your aura plus unblocking at the bottom and the top of the aura layers to free up energy, just to make it easier on your chakras, so then they have more energy to create more energy. So that hold on one sec. The angels want to show me something. Okay, so this sample person that they're showing me, she probably has done group healings like 2 other sets before now in the last 6 months, but so she's relatively a newbie to group healings. And just for context, but this could be true for anybody, what I see with her, she's not really looking ahead towards the new year with, like positive sense and, like, yay, this is gonna be great. She's sort of on one level kind of bracing herself, or kind of like looking away, like, oh, I'm afraid things are gonna happen bad. I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. A lot of like negative associations with what could happen. And that, that's not good. I mean, you can have intuition, but usually what people do is they project their inner fears into their sense of what the future will hold for them. And then that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Then you're not, it's not the same as, I mean, like sometimes, like there are people in the world that are, hateful or whatever, and so I'm not saying that your mind controls everything. Like one time my husband and I, we were around this guy, and he basically like denied racism entirely. He's like, well, I just think it's, if you have positive thoughts, then that affects how people treat you. And so like it was like he was denying that racism even exists. Like that, oh, just that these people that experience racism, they just aren't positive thinkers, which is like not true at all. So it's not that, if you clear all your fears, you're going to change the whole world. But there is a lot of wiggle room in that you could alter your experiences of the world. But there still is hatred, there still is all that stuff in the world. But there is beauty too, and there are decent people in the world, people that are more mindful and compassionate and thoughtful. And so, let's do what we can, right? So the sample person, she has she has some fears, and she's projecting that into her thoughts of next year accidentally. And so it's taking up some of her energy to resist and to sort of, anticipate awfulness coming. And that energy she could be using to just heal herself and nurture herself and, plan for things in a more constructive way. So let's make sure that, we're not doing that, even just subconsciously. So let's clear fear. Clear, all the negative things that we could have that are affecting how we face our own future, how we face this coming year, or, like I said, you can do this healing at any time. So how are you facing the road ahead of you? Are you accidentally projecting a lot of negativity onto it or not? So let's just make a big pile out in front of you of any baggage that could be influencing your perception of what's possible for you. And just pile all that out in front of you. Any baggage subconsciously that is affecting your perception of the future, of next year, of the next decade, whatever. And then just bring up red earth energy and soak that pile of baggage that's affecting your perception of the future. And soak it all, and then gold light, gold fire, gold water, just melt away energy cords going into that pile from other people. And if you're just doing this for yourself, you could blow up the whole pile, make sure it all destroys, or you can just use gold light to melt it all. And you can say, angels, help me do this, help me clear all this. All right, so let's do that again. And like I said, it's not like there isn't people in the world that are unkind and all that is real. But there is some wiggle room as far as what you manifest and what you end up experiencing. And so let's make the most of that wiggle room. And so that hopefully you can manifest more and more positive change for yourself. So dump out any baggage about, fears or hatred that you have, or resentments that you have, or feelings of being victimized, old pain, whatever. Anything that could be affecting your sense of your own potential in the future. And just make a huge pile of it. Just say, angels, can you check this pile? Make sure it's okay to clear it all. And then just bring up red earth energy and soak it in the pile. Soak the whole pile in red earth energy. That helps you be more separate from it, which helps you to clear it. And then lots of gold fire, gold water, gold soap, whatever you want. Melt away cords from other people going into your pile. And then just go ahead and melt your pile. Or you can blow it up if you're just healing yourself. So just take your time, let the gold light do the work. All right, great. So that was kind of like pile exercise, just melting baggage that can affect your perception of the future, and baggage about the future, let's say. All right. And then we will do more sort of along the lines of that, like about what's the road ahead of you by working your spiritual path. So we did this 2 days ago, and we'll do it again now, just because it's so relevant. You can always work this, of course, not just at the end of the year. And it's a really good way to help how you feel and how productive you are, how efficient you are, how you perceive your life and the upcoming week or month or whatever, how easy things are, is, obviously to heal your chakras, your aura, your grounding, all that stuff, but also your spiritual path is another way that if you clear it and heal it, it just makes life a lot easier. So it's you imagine it like a road that's just for you. Even if you have a, you know, a wonderful spouse or friend or whatever, they have their own road, you have yours. It's separate. And your spiritual path represents what you're meant to learn and experience in this lifetime. And so you just wash it out with gold light. And you're on the road, hopefully, unless you're lost and then you're on a side road. So if you feel like you've been lost, just check, are you on a side road, or are you on your path? Just, you know, like imagine, okay, well, this is my spiritual path. You know, here's a side road. Am I on the side road? You know, maybe you are, in which case you just give that party a little gold light and just say, angels, help me get back on my path. You know, and then they'll pop you back on your path. And just gold light the whole thing, like a gold tsunami up and down the path, or gold wall of fire, whatever works for you. I mean, that may be not a positive image for you. But just lots of gold light. You want to melt away other people's energy, just weird, intimidating energy, blockages, anything. Because you want it to be on like a nice, really pleasant pathway for you to move forward. And one thing we did a lot of 2 days ago, which we're going to do now, is look at, okay, this part of you that's on the road, look at what you're dragging along with you. Because a lot of times, mostly because of past lives, but it can be this life too, you end up bringing like weird, heavy burdens with you on your path, and it's not necessary, and it just makes things so much more complicated and hard. So imagine that part of you that's on your path, and just check out your back. Like, do you have like a backpack full of rocks, or do you have like a big sled with giant boulders on it that you're carrying forward? What do you have that's obviously heavy and weird and not good? And then just melt it away with gold light, or, you know, kind of take it off yourself, wrap it up in gold light, and give it to the angels. Angels, here you go. So again, if you have something on your back, just take it off, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Wrap it up in gold light, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Wrap it up in gold light, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And just think, okay, well, what burden am I dragging forward that could really unnecessarily complicate my next year? And then just wrap that up in gold light and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And then just go ahead and imagine that part of you that's on your path and heal your back. Like lots of gold light to that space behind your back, and also literally your back. Because maybe there's like, you know, scratches or something. Maybe you need a healing, especially your back. And heal your shoulders. That's another thing, you can have burdens on your shoulders. So just get a sense of like that part of you on your path. What's on your shoulders? Is there anything weird and heavy on your shoulders? And you might have to sticky gold wax the whole thing and just lift it off. Angels, here you go. Just heal your shoulders. And again, go ahead, take off something else, some weird burden off your shoulders. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And heal your neck and shoulders, this part of you that's on your path. Again, lift something off your neck and shoulders that's restrictive and burdensome. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And you want to do this to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. So I'm thinking that's probably enough to do right now. So you can just overall gold light on your path and just wash out. Part of it is too, like, okay, yes, there is, for example, racism in the world. There is, you know, violence in the world. There's a lot of different things in the world that are potentially harmful. Part of what dictates, like, how much it crushes you is how much of it is actually in your aura or in your chakras or on your spiritual path. So, just check out your spiritual path and see if you have some kind of weird, heavy controlled stuff or weird, heavy, you know, whatever, racism or whatever, and just some kind of oppression. And just imagine it like objects that you can lift off and give to your angels. Angels, here you go. All right, cool. So that was a bunch of spiritual path unblocking and healing. And also we did extra with to get rid of what you're dragging behind you. And also extra on shoulders, neck and shoulders. If you have burdens, specifically restricting your neck and shoulders, we helped you clear that. Just that party that's on your path, but that also affects your astral body and your physical body too. So it could affect your literal neck and shoulders, but it can also be stuff that just affects you in a bigger way. So not just your neck and shoulders, but like psychologically, mentally, all that stuff. All right. Oh, redo your gold buffer zones. There is a reference video for that, 18 minutes long if you want to learn gold buffer zones. Search Janet Wright gold buffer zones. It also teaches aura repair. So unblock your grounding again. Make sure it's still wide and flowing. You can change the color if you want, red or orange or yellow. Again, let's do a little bit for the fourth chakra. Let's do healing flowers for the fourth chakra. So just energy healing flowers. You can make them with your hands like I like to do, but you can also just create them with your intention out in front of you without moving your hands. But you make them out of universal healing energy. So it would be like rainbow colors and gold or gold. And but you don't have to think about what the color is. Just make a whole bunch of energy healing flowers that you need right now that would help you heal your heart chakra and help you have more of a positive energy about your present and also what's ahead of you, what's coming. So just make a lot of energy healing flowers for yourself, for your heart chakra. And angels, can you please check my flowers? Just ask your angels that. And then just give them to yourself. Also, you know, strengthening your heart chakra helps you to let go of the past in a healthy way. So it helps you get closure on the past year or the past month or whatever. So, or the past decade. So energy healing flowers, more energy healing flowers for your heart chakra to help you get closure on your past and feel good about your future. And say, angels, double check my flowers. And then give them to yourself. And let's make some more energy healing flowers so that you can have closure on your past and feel good about your present and future. Make a lot of energy healing flowers. And say, angels, double check my flowers. And give them to your heart chakra. And you can just double check both of your heart chakras, astral body and physical body. So like 2 round open cylinders out in front of you, just make copies. And just see that they're both spinning nicely. You can imagine some energy blocks inside them, and just melt those with gold light. The energy blocks can look like mud, clogging up the flow. And you can melt some energy blocks around the round openings of both of these 4th chakras. And that 4th chakra filament in between the 2. So it's a nice, now green is a nice ideal color for your 4th chakra. So you can set your 4th chakras to your favorite shade of green, and that filament carrying energy back and forth would be that color green unless it's got junk in it. So just use gold light to clean out that filament so it's a nice big green flowing river as big as you need. And then just kind of, you can get rid of those copies and just balance all your chakras so they work together nicely. We can do stubborn triggered energy blocks as we wrap up. That could be a nice wrap up thing to do, just to make sure there's nothing hanging out in your energy field that's triggered that makes you feel uncomfortable on any level. So just make piles out in front of you of your stubborn triggered energy blocks. And those are energy blocks that are triggered, so they're in the front of your space or the top of your aura. And they're stubborn because other people are subconsciously courting them, which kind of holds them in place. So even though we did all this great flow work, they would still be there and still be triggered. So just make piles of your stubborn triggered energy blocks and pile them all out in front of you, and bring up the red earth energy, soak them all in the red earth energy, and use gold light, gold fire, gold water, and melt the cords going into these stubborn triggered energy blocks. You don't have to worry about who's courting them, it doesn't matter. Because it's very easy for people to court them subconsciously, even if they have the best of intentions. So don't worry who's doing it. Just melt all the cords going into your stubborn triggered energy blocks, and then you can just melt the blocks or blow up the pile. If you're just healing yourself, that's an option as well. So you're melting your stubborn triggered energy blocks or blowing them up. And if you have any left over, just say, angels, help me clear these. And let's do one more round of that. So pile out in front of you any stubborn triggered energy blocks, making you feel uncomfortable, anxious, whatever, pissed off, frustrated, whatever. Just put that all out in front of you, and red earth energy, soak it all in red earth energy, and then gold light, melt the cords going into these energy blocks. Have the gold light melt away the cords. And then gold fire, gold water, melt the pile of energy blocks, or you can blow them up if you're healing yourself. And if you have any left over, just say, angels, help me clear these. All right, and then as we wrap up, just say, angels, can you please give me a healing? That way they can help you to finish up. All right, good job. We did it. Woohoo! So the healing is over. So now I will take about a half hour or less to just, I'd be happy to read any feedback that you have about this healing. You can give context too, unless it's obvious from your name. But if it's not obvious from your YouTube name, let me know if you received the healing today from me, or did you heal yourself, or both. But if you have any comments about any part of the healing or just how you're feeling after the healing, that could be interesting. I'll read that out loud, and I guess that's it. If you have a follow-up question about what we did today, that's fine. I don't want it to be like a big roving, ask me anything in the world kind of thing right now, because we only have a half hour before I turn into a pumpkin. All right. So catching up on old comments. Oh, and if you were let me know how your throat feels. And now if you have a headache or a throat thing, if that was cleared up at all, because we did do a lot of Gbcv work in this healing. But anyway, someone says, good sunny Tuesday afternoon from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Hello, hello. Yeah, it's very cloudy over here. Surprise, surprise. Someone says, so right regarding foods' effect on your health. Western medicine is way ahead in many ways. Chinese medicine is very ancient. Many people just don't believe in acupuncture. Western medicine is way ahead in many ways, except any awareness of the effect of food. Like, what I mean is, like, for example, a food could be warming or cooling, and that could be good for one person but not good for another person, depending on what's going on with their unique health at that time. So there's sort of a way that you can customize your food. It's not just like a one size fits all. Generally, the way Western medicine thinks of food, and again, I'm oversimplifying, but they think of food as, this is healthy food or this is not healthy food. But there's much more to it than that. I mean, yes, there is some food that's just clearly any medicine would say it's unhealthy, but then there's food that would be fine for certain people at certain times, but not fine for them at other times, depending on the condition of their body, what their body's going through. So Chinese medicine is much more nuanced about all that stuff. People that don't believe in acupuncture typically don't believe in energy healing either, so I'll deal with them. Someone says, hello, I received my healing through unlimited energy. Well, that's nice. I have pain in my lower back and right hip. Yes, you also have a lot of aura damage. So the part of the healing where we did aura repair, you could redo that if you want, or just search Janet Wright Gold Buffer Zones, that 18-minute reference video. That could be nice for you if you're still listening and you hear that. Janet Wright Gold Buffer Zones, because that teaches aura repair, and it's sort of oriented to someone who has never done aura repair before, but it also teaches gold buffer zones, which is a companion technique where you make these gold buffers at the edges of your two regular auras, and those help to slow the rate of aura damage. So it's good to learn both of those things at once. But part of the reason why you have pain in the back of your body is because your aura is like maybe half missing in the back. But it's a very easy fix. You don't need to pay any millions of dollars. It's just aura repair that you need, and it's very easy to learn. So you can do that with the videos that I have. And then if you do it, maybe for a few days to repair the back of your aura, then you could post under a video. It may take me a while to get back to your comment, but you can say, can you please check how I did with aura repair? And you can mention your pain in your lower back and right hip at that time too. And I'll just double check. But that would be the first step, is to get your aura repair done and start using gold buffer zones. So you can, because the aura protects the body, protects the chakras as well. But if it's all ripped up, it can't do that. So anyway, hope that helps. Not that would fix everything, but that would be definitely the first thing to do on the road to helping your pains. Someone says, yesterday I found a bunch of objects in the back of my aura. Tried gold wax and it seems like they were still there. Is it a backlog, or what was I doing not working? They're no longer there now. Well, I think part of it was there was a being kind of hanging out there pushing them all in place. And so the being was kind of like corded to a few of your chakras, and so he was kind of hanging on that way. And so the sticky gold wax, he was still hanging on. So, like, you know, sometimes you can have an invasive being that just kind of looks like a little bit of a murkiness. They're not very distinct, and so anytime you have sort of some weird little thing going on in a space, it could be just a couple invasive beings like that. But I'm glad it all cleared up. It seems like you fixed it in your sleep with your angels. Anyway, someone says, my neck, shoulder blades feel great after clearing that area. Oh, good. Yeah, you got the healing. Good. Yeah, yay. Someone says, thank you for all your help. I also have pain in my right hip, sacrum, and lower back. Okay, so for you, you have done or repair. You healed yourself 2 days ago in that live stream, I remember. So then I would check, okay, so the aura is whole back there. So then you would go layer by layer and check. So 7th layer back there, is that purple and flowing? Yeah, it's nice. 6th layer, is it flowing? Yeah. 5th layer, is it flowing? Yeah. 4th layer, meh. 4th layer starts getting weird. So that means, you know, 4, 3, 2, 1 are kind of compressed and weird, like directly behind that part of your body. And so you just gotta, you know, focus your healing more in layers 4, 3, 2, 1, like right around that area behind you. Because you need flow in all those layers to then get the meridians and everything in there flowing nicely. It's like you can't really, if your aura is not flowing, then it's a little early to focus on the body parts right there, which you could do too, but get the aura nice and flowing there first. So it's like directly behind that area. You want every single aura layer to be very wide and flowy. And if it's not, just like gold fire, just really work on it. So I hope that helps. Your chakras are repaired though, so it's not a chakra damage issue. It's just like your aura is really chronically stuck back there. But you can clear it up. I don't mean to say chronic, so it's going to take another 2 years to fix it. It's just something that you want to keep on, you know, just because it's been a pattern of yours. So hopefully that helps. Just keep working those aura layers right behind it, so that they're flowing and not like a hard burnt pizza. Someone says, that felt amazing, clearing burdens on us on the path. Oh, good. Someone says, how do people impact our governing meridian? So the GV meridian in the back. How do people impact it? Well, I mean, that's kind of a vague question. I mean, people can throw hard objects. They can damage it just with blasts of energy. If there's if I look at yours, you have a couple little spots still that are damaged. They're not big spots, but they, you have people cording into those spots. There's like about maybe 5 little distinct spots in your GV meridian where people are cording because you have a little bit of damage right there. And so we didn't manage to melt away those cords. I mean, what we did could have done it, but I guess the combination of the damage plus your resistance stuck the cords a little too much. So you can go back and do more and just imagine that GV meridian and any like lines of light going into it and just melt away the lines of light and then melt away the damage, you know, heal the damage where those, so maybe do it one at a time so you make sure you get it nicely. But you want it to be red and flowing afterwards, so that way someone can't cord it again. But yeah, through cords, thrown energy, thrown objects, that's how people can affect it. But that's true for any meridian or any energy channel or chakra. It's the same thing. So it says, feeling much better. Thank you. Oh, you got the healing. Good. Good to know. I'm glad. Someone says, I feel wonderful. I was a participant and also healed myself. Loved the upper back healing on Spiritual Path. How did my friends do? And you're mentioning their initials to trigger my memory. Thank you. They also liked the back stuff that you said. Um, yeah, I think the manifestation wing work was like really big for them. I don't know if they have gotten manifestation wing work before. Maybe they have, but they're just so much better at receiving now. Because I know you haven't gotten them a million healings, but you have gotten them healings before a bunch of times. So, but yeah, they're both kind of wowed about that, the manifestation wing work. The stubborn triggered energy blocks is kind of a game changer for them too. They're like, oh, we're gonna have to work more on that with our angels in our sleep. So, yeah, they liked it. They're very like into it. It's like they're not gonna not get it now. They're definitely in that sort of more intermediate category as far as receiving the healings and going with it and being inspired by it. And so, yeah. Someone says, "Hi Janet, I healed myself. I felt sad by the end of the healing. I unblocked my grounding and feel more neutral now. Thank you." Yeah, you are releasing a lot of old grief and sadness. So yeah, just like you said, like you did, if you're starting to feel it, that's because it's blocked up. So yeah, just unblock your grounding so then you can keep releasing it without hardly feeling it. So cool. That's the funny thing about the holiday season. It's like in the commercials, it's all supposed to be this like incredibly euphoric experience for everybody, but holidays can be triggering for various reasons, and they can stir up old sadness. So you may as well use it in a positive way and just keep releasing. So it's a time that you can release the old sadness rather than just stewing in it. Someone says, "Thanks, Janet. You healed me." Oh, and you're mentioning your name. Good. I do feel a little better, but I still feel a little anxious and uneasy. Maybe I need more work with stubborn triggered energy blocks. Yes, I would say that is true. So yeah, it is. That would be stubborn triggered energy blocks impacting your first chakra. But then if you look at your first chakra in the front and then all the aura layers, kind of like we did with those people with the lower back pain, like how are your aura layers around the front of your first chakra? So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are all kind of tight, like right in front of your first chakra. So I would just do, keep melting energy blocks in front of 3, 2, and 1. Layers 3, 2, 1. In front of your first chakra, because you want a lot of flow, width and flow, wide flowing. So yeah, you're right. More work with stubborn triggered energy blocks, but just any blocks in front of your layers 3, 2, 1 in front of your first chakra. Someone says, "Oh, that's so helpful. Thank you so much." Oh, about what I said for you. Oh, good. Glad it made sense. Someone says, "Wondering if I can get some feedback on how present I've been around a lot of family." I've been around a lot of family. Quickly. It's like you have two modes. You have one mode where you are really present around them, and then you have this other mode where you kind of pop out and watch yourself, and you watch them, and you watch yourself, and you watch them. So it's very funny. I think those are times when you're triggered, and so you just kind of pop out and you're like, "Why did they cord me? What's going? Could this be easier, please? What's going on?" Like it seems like your heart chakra gets a little stuck sometimes if your family members are being invasive. It's like you judge people that are invasive, which is easy to do, but it's not helpful, because then when people are being invasive, that's when you really want your non-judgment, because you want to just conserve your energy and have flow and take care of it and just stay present and be like, "Woo woo woo, I'm cool." But if someone cords you and you're like, "Are you kidding me?" Then automatically you get more stuck and you pop out, and it just dramatizes everything. So I would say work on your judgment of people being invasive. Like work on melting away your inner like rule book that you feel like you know, your family members are supposed to live by, because you're getting stuck when they're not living by your rule book, which they're not going to do anyway. So I would just proactively clear judgment of invasive behaviors. Because, you know, obviously that's when you want to most be very zen and aware and centered, is when people are being invasive. So I hope that makes sense. Just, you know, pile out in front of you any baggage that makes you judge people who are invasive, and just blow up your baggage and just keep doing that. So then you can just kind of go with the flow and not really be flustered when people are invasive. That is homework that many people could benefit from. All right. Someone says, thanks for your answer. I didn't even see the being, but just saw objects. It looks like gold wax isn't as effective at removing beings. It can be, but it looks like you were waxing just the aura layers right there where you saw the objects. And so the beings were hooked into the chakras, and you weren't waxing the chakras at the same time. So it was just like, you know, wax is very literal, you know, and so if the being is like there, but also somewhere else, it's just like, you're just sort of inconveniencing him. You're not actually removing him. I mean, if you did like an everything wax all at once, then that might have gotten him, you know, wax all your auras, all your chakras, all your groundings, everything. And just be like, okay, anything that's in the way right now, and then just move it all out. That could have done it. But anyway. But yeah, intuition, and then just actually your angels, you know, like if you intuit that there are some beings in that area, just say, angels, can you recycle all these beings? That's nice. So it says, thank you, Janet. I love that the healing is on my birthday. Oh, happy birthday. I feel good other than some anxiety that feels it's coming from my heart chakra. Well, thank you for your survey, by the way. The filament work we did in part was for you and like the dozen other people that I saw really needed it. But filament work is important, especially if, you know, you're clearing heavier energy out. Just keep, you know, getting those filaments like really flowing, because the more they flow, then the more your astral body chakras can kind of boost your physical body chakras if you're getting a little stuck. And, you know, so maybe, you know, keep doing that filament work that we did. Once I timestamp it, it'll be easier to redo, but you can, like I said, there's, if you look up Janet Wright, Chakra Filaments, dad, because I think the healing we did, it was like about getting your dad out of your space or something. But if you search Janet Wright, Chakra Filaments, you'll find a lot of options, but I think the one that was most in depth had to do with dad. But you could freestyle it too, or use today's healing as a guide to it. But anyway, you said you feel some anxiety that feels like it's coming from your heart chakra. Yeah, that wouldn't be how it works. Like anxiety would be first chakra. Something messing with your first chakra or your first layer that's somehow making your first chakra work too hard, so it can't generate that safety, courage, just sort of mellow strength. Heart chakra blocks would feel like loneliness or sad, or like, I thought it was going to be a good day. You know, that's a heart chakra block. Or that's not fair, you know, or something, or what a bad day I'm having. Yeah, that's heart chakra blocks. So yeah, you just have some tightness around your first layer right there. Some stubborn triggered energy blocks right in the front of your first layer. And that makes your first chakra work too hard. Yeah, so you can work just that first layer. You want it to be red and wide and flowing, not like smushed up and burnt pizza. You don't want it to look like a burnt pizza. Someone says, thank you, Janet. I healed myself today. My headache is mostly gone and my throat is less blocked, but I do feel a bit dumb after the healing. Clearing chakra filaments felt especially liberating. Oh, good. The dumb feeling, yeah, the unblock your creative rings more and the whole top of your aura, because you're trying to bring in a lot of new energy, which is good, but it's like there's too many blocks here, so it like presses down and makes you feel like, you know, So your filaments are nice, your chakras are pretty good, but yeah, just unblock your creative rings and this whole top area. So just imagine like the top of your head and then your creative rings and just, you know, lots of gold light. Just unblock the whole thing. Lots and lots and lots and lots. I do have, if you want like a nice mellow kind of roaming walkthrough, it's like 35 minutes long. You search Janet Wright demo positive change rain. That does a lot of unblocking up top for this kind of a situation. So Janet Wright, I'll link it below later too. Janet Wright demo positive change rain. Rain like rain from the sky. So I'll link that below later. That would be nice. So you wouldn't feel so dumb. I mean, dumb can also just mean you're having a processing day, but I think what you're experiencing is not that. It's just some blockages up there that you could clear, and then you'd feel more like clicked into your head. Someone says, "Oh, that's so wonderful about friends. Thanks again, Janet." You're welcome. I don't remember what I said, but I'm glad it helped. My memory is not great. I just like focus on something and then I let it go and it's gone. Someone says, "Thanks, Janet. I healed myself. Can you please advise me on how to more effectively heal my dog's defective heart valve? What I'm doing isn't working." Sorry, I know this is off topic. Yeah, majorly off topic. Yeah, I'm not getting something big on that. You could post it under a video and then eventually if I think of something, I could reply to you. I mean, I don't know that energy healing can fix a defective heart valve. You can just maybe just heal chakras and chakra filaments. And grounding, you know, just some basics like that. But yeah, I don't know how to heal. But you could, like I said, you could put it under a video, and at some point, if I have something more helpful to say, I would reply. Someone says, "Thank you so much for your response. Very helpful." You're welcome. All right. Well, I'm not getting any more replies. Maybe this is a good time to wrap up. So like I said, if you want to know when the Q&A is going to happen some random time before the end of the year, you could be on my news email list. If you already are, then you're all set. If you're not, you can email me and ask to be put on my news email list. You'd have to explicitly ask because I don't just dump people on it that I've emailed before. So my email is janet@janetwrightreadings.com if you don't already get those. Or two, I'm going to try to put like some kind of a YouTube bulletin notice up the day before. And I'll post the event for it a day before too, unlike today. So cool. So take heart, all my Northern Hemisphere people. The days are going to get longer. The daylight time is going to get longer. I'm really, really looking forward to that. And I hope you guys have a very healthy, balanced time for the rest of the year. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. We could end with an animal cam because why not? As far as cats, I don't see any cats around me right now. We have 3 cats and 3 dogs, but my dogs are around, so I will show you my doggies as I sign off. And if you want to know about the group healings for next year, that's on my website, janetwrightreadings.com. And it's not a closed group. You can purchase them. There's like about a quarter of them go up for sale each 15th of the month. The 3/4 of them, people have auto pay subscriptions, so they don't have to mess with buying them every month. But there is a quarter of them that do go up for sale. So if you would like to purchase one, you can do that. My website talks about how, but they're on the 15th of each month is when I put up group healings for sale at a set time, and they sell out relatively fast. Although, a fun fact, actually, there were a couple twin set spots that didn't sell out till the next day this time, which is weird. But I think it's because people always assume they're going to sell out within a few hours, because they always do. And so then people stop checking, like even though they wanted them and they hadn't been on time to buy them. So it was just kind of funny. There was like 3 spots that lasted like over a day on the website. So when in doubt, you could check, see if there are any available. But anyway, those go up on the 15th. My time, at or just after noon Pacific in the US and Canada, or 2 p.m. Central or 3 p.m. Eastern. And if you need to know what time that is for you in whatever country you're in, you could email me and I'll help you figure it out. All right, cool. Let's do animal cam. So my doggies are Abel, Izzy, and Daisy. And let's show Abel first. So this is Abel right here. The lighting isn't great, but that's Abel. He has a little cone on his head. Abel! Abel! Let's see. Abel. Abel. So, sorry, that probably didn't show up well, but that's Abel. He's not in the mood to move right now. But I'm gonna get Izzy and Daisy out of their carriers so you can see that. Let's see. Okay. So that's Daisy right there, and that's Izzy with the bone right there. So, all right, you guys, you're awesome. Happy New Year, coming up soon, but of course there will be a Q&A between now and the New Year as well. All right, bye, you're amazing.